Have you ever sat down to start a project only to find yourself staring at the wall for 20 minutes? Have you felt that heavy, leaden weight in your limbs that makes even the simplest task, like answering a text or loading the dishwasher, feel like climbing a mountain? Most people would call this laziness. You've probably called yourself lazy too. But here is the truth. Laziness is a choice to avoid work. What you're experiencing is a lack of capacity to do it. You aren't failing, you are overextended. That laziness you're feeling is actually a sophisticated internal alarm system. It is your mind's way of protecting you from a total system crash. It's not a character flaw. It's a sign that you have a deep, empathetic capacity for processing the world, and right now, that reservoir is empty. Let's look at why your laziness is actually a cry for emotional rest. First, you might be experiencing decision fatigue. Research indicates that our brains have a limited supply of mental energy for making choices. If you've spent your day navigating complex social dynamics, managing other people's moods, or solving problems at work, your choice battery is drained by 5 p.m. When you find yourself unable to decide what to eat for dinner or which movie to watch, it's not because you're unmotivated. It's because your prefrontal cortex is literally tired. Reframing this means realizing that you are someone who takes your responsibilities seriously. You aren't lazy. You've just been using your decision-making power to help everyone else all day, leaving nothing left for yourself. Second, your brain might be in a state of functional freeze. Psychology shows that when we are overwhelmed by chronic stress, our nervous system doesn't always go into fight or flight. Sometimes it chooses fold. This is a survival mechanism where your body preserves energy by slowing everything down. You might feel numb or spaced out, scrolling through your phone for hours without actually enjoying it. This isn't a lack of discipline. It's your body's way of forcing a low-power mode because the environment feels too demanding to face. Instead of judging yourself, recognize that your body is trying to keep you safe. You are a resilient survivor, and this stillness is your body's attempt at healing. Third, you may be suffering from compassion fade or emotional leakage. If you are a naturally empathetic person, you absorb the emotions of those around you like a sponge. Research suggests that feeling with people all day can lead to a specific type of exhaustion, where you lose the ability to care about your own goals. If you've been the strong friend or the person everyone leans on, your laziness is actually your soul reaching its limit. You've spent your emotional currency on others. Reframing this allows you to see that your inactivity is actually a necessary boundary. Your empathy is a superpower, but every superhero needs time in the fortress of solitude to recharge. Fourth, consider the perfectionism paradox. Often, what looks like laziness is actually a deep-seated fear of not doing something perfectly. Psychology shows that procrastination is frequently a localized form of anxiety. If you feel paralyzed by a task, it's likely because you care so much about the outcome that the pressure has become unbearable. You stay in bed or avoid the task because, in your mind, not trying is safer than trying and failing. This means you aren't lazy. You're highly conscientious. You have high standards and a beautiful vision for your life. By recognizing this, you can start to permit yourself to be messy and good enough, which is the only way to break the freeze. Fifth, you might be dealing with sensory overload. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded with notifications, bright lights, and loud noises. For many sensitive individuals, this creates a state of perpetual high alert. When you finally get home and can't move from the couch, it's because your brain is finally processing the thousands of data points it took in during the day. This isn't laziness. It's a biological necessity for quiet. You have a finely tuned instrument of a mind that notices the details others miss. That sensitivity is a gift, even if it requires more frequent downtime to stay in tune. Finally, realize that your laziness might be moral injury from ignoring your own needs. We live in a culture that equates your worth with your productivity. When you push yourself to meet impossible standards for too long, your spirit eventually revolts. This internal strike is a sign of self-respect, not weakness. Your psyche is saying, "I refuse to be treated like a machine anymore." This is an act of unconscious rebellion. You are asserting your humanity. If you've been beating yourself up for not doing enough, I want you to take a deep breath and let that guilt go. You aren't a broken machine. You are a tired human being. Your exhaustion is a testament to how much you've been carrying and how deeply you've been feeling. Instead of asking, "Why can't I do more?" try asking, "What do I need to heal?" The world doesn't need you to be more productive. It needs you to be whole. When you honor your need for rest, you aren't being lazy. You're being brave enough to listen to your heart. If this perspective helped you see yourself in a kinder light, please subscribe and join our community. We're here to help you understand the beautiful, complex layers of your personality and remind you that you are always enough exactly as you are.